If you're planning a home renovation, before you even pick up the hammer, there are a few things that you need to know about what renovations will actually decrease the value of your home. That's right, certain renovations will actually cost you more than they're worth when it's time to actually sell your property. In today's video, I'm gonna break down for you the renovations that are actually going to potentially plummet your home's value and how you can avoid costly mistakes. And make sure that you stick around to the end because I'm gonna throw in a couple bonus renovations that you might not have thought about that are going to decrease your home's value as well. Trust me, you do not wanna miss this. So let's jump into it. When it comes to renovating your home, a lot of people, and I mean this, a lot of people do so for their own good, right? They do things in their own personal taste. And I'm not saying that that's not okay. I'm not saying that at all because it's your home. You paid a ton of money for it. You get to do whatever you want. But let me tell you this, if you're renovating your home to sell, if that's in your mind, like what is going to happen when I renovate this kitchen or this room or this or that? In 5, 10, 15 years, is the person going to buy it? Are they going to like the renovations that I'm doing? That is the filter that you have to run everything through. All you have to understand is, will the person, the potential buyer for this property, like it as well? Because if the buyer doesn't perceive the value in the renovation that you did, then you're not going to get that value out of it, okay? And this leads us into that first renovation that could severely decrease the value of your home. Now, in some cases, I will say this renovation is actually very valuable, but it is only in short-term rentals. That's it. I highly suggest that if you are considering buying a short-term rental in a different area, that you do this. If you're just renovating your home to live in it and to enjoy it over the years, I highly suggest that you don't do anything that is going to take you a severe amount of money to correct it when you sell it. And that renovation is over personalizing certain rooms. Theme rooms, right? Like in Disney, if you go to an Airbnb in Disney, you're gonna get a Marvel room, a Harry Potter room, a princess room, like things like that. That's awesome. I think that's very, very cool. And again, if you're thinking about buying a short-term rental, I highly suggest that wherever you buy, you theme it to that area. But when it comes to renovating your home to sell and things that are actually gonna decrease the value of your home, if you do a theme room where you try and sell it as a theme room without turning it back to what it was, I'm telling you, it's gonna be not good for you. The outcome is not going to be good because there are so many buyers that don't want to deal with that. You know, they don't want a Harry Potter room. You know, it's going to take a lot of work for them to get it back to where they want it to be, which is just a regular bedroom. And then also when it comes to rooms, when you use very bold colors for the paint of the walls and the ceilings, that is also a no-no.
No, God, please, no, no!
Please don't do that. That is going to decrease the value of your home, and nobody wants to buy I shouldn't say nobody because there's a buyer for everything, right? But the vast majority of buyers do not want to buy a black room, right? All black, walls, ceiling, carpet. They don't want that. They're thinking in their minds, I have to turn this back. I have to repaint this room. I have to put different carpet in. I have to update everything, you know? So when it comes to over personalizing rooms, using those bold colors, and like really fancy wallpaper that probably no one else is going to want, or if you're looking at theming a room, if you do it, just understand that the average buyer is not going to want that, and you're probably gonna have to turn it back, and it's going to lower the value of your home. I believe that the vast majority of buyers want a really nice home, right? They want to walk into a freshly painted home, carpet, kitchens, bathroom, lighting, everything, right? And a lot of people like extravagant. They like really, really expensive stuff. And a lot of times their budget doesn't meet their needs, okay? So if you're deciding to renovate, please do not go over the neighborhood standards, and specifically kitchens and bathrooms. High-end materials, super high-end appliances, right? Things like that. You don't need a $5,000 bidet, okay? You don't need marble countertops unless it really fits the needs of the neighborhood. You know, if you live in a $400,000 neighborhood or a $500,000 neighborhood, you don't want to renovate your home where it's going, or your kitchen where it's going to cost $150,000, right? You don't need a $25,000 appliance package. You don't need $20,000 countertops. You don't need super high-end custom oak cabinets that are going to cost you 50 grand, unless you don't care about getting that return on your investment. So when it comes to kitchens and bathrooms specifically, that's the second thing I'm talking about right now. You do not want to over renovate them beyond the means of the neighborhood, because you can say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna renovate my kitchen. Let's just say you bought it for $500,000, and then you end up putting $150,000 into a kitchen, and then you do a high-end bathroom for another $50,000 or $60,000. You know, you got the heated floors, the marble walls, the high-end rain showers, all things like that, you know. And let's say you spend on 2 bathrooms and a kitchen over $200,000. So now you bought the home for $500,000. You do this, you spend $200,000 in just renovating the kitchen and the bathrooms. And let's just say for some reason you need to sell the home in a year or 2. Do you think that the home's going to be worth $700,000+ just because you put $200,000 into it? If the homes in the neighborhood only appreciated $20,000 or $25,000 over what you paid for it a year or 2 years ago, then the value of the home is going to be $525,000, $530,000. Maybe because of the amount of work you did and the amount of money you put into the kitchens, it's $550,000, right? You're not going to get $700,000. So when you're renovating, don't do so beyond what the neighborhood will actually bring in. The next update is something that not a lot of people think about, but it's something that you really need to know. So when a buyer is viewing a property, in their minds, right, they understand that they want a 3-bedroom home, they want a 4-bedroom home, or a 5-bedroom home, whatever it is. So when you're thinking about making renovations, think in terms of what is actually going to add value to my home. And generally it's an addition to, not a subtraction. And you need to understand that, because, and look, I get it. A lot of people want what they want. They want more living space. They want an office. They want a theater room. They want things like that. But when you're really, truly renovating your home to sell, or just keeping that in mind that you might be selling this property in 5 or 10 years, please, when it comes to bedroom conversions or garage conversions, really think in terms of the value of your home now and in the neighborhood. If you're living in a neighborhood where it's mainly 4-bedroom homes and you convert 2 bedrooms into a master and a walk-in, it doesn't necessarily add that much value, right? Again, more people are going to pay more for a 4-bedroom home than a 3-bedroom home. That's just the reality of it. And then when it comes to a garage, if you're converting it into living space, again, I think it's okay, but I don't think you're necessarily going to get that value back from the money you put into it. So if you have a 4-bedroom and you leave it as a 4-bedroom and you have a 2-car garage, but you convert that 2-car garage and now you have no garage, now you just have extra living space, then you really have to consider, is somebody going to pay more for a 4-bedroom home with a 2-car garage, or a 4-bedroom home with an additional living room or an additional family room? You don't necessarily get back the investment that you put into it, because a lot of people want garages. If you're buying a home in a neighborhood where everyone has a garage and you're the only home that doesn't have a garage, it's not necessarily going to add value. I really love this next one, and I want to give kudos to the homeowners who are handy, that can do work to their home and make it look nice. I myself, I try, but I understand my limits. I'm very aware of my limits. I don't do anything electrical. I don't do anything heating. I just like to fix things if I can. And I'm gonna jump on YouTube and I'm gonna figure out, okay, how do I fix this? How do I replace this drain in my sink? How do I replace a toilet? Can I do things like that? Yes, I can. If I dedicate the time and the knowledge to learning how to do it, like I absolutely can, but I understand my limits. And that's why this next one is big. It's very big, because if you feel that you are someone that you're handy and you think you can do a full bathroom renovation, those DIY projects that are done poorly is really going to severely affect the value of your home. It will get called out. Let me tell you, it's going to get called out during the home inspection, okay? And if you're the kind of person who doesn't pull permits, that's going to get called out as well. If you're doing things yourself and you're just trying to cut corners and save money, that is a recipe for disaster. You are not going to get the value back that you put into it. Yes, you may have saved money up front, but that doesn't mean you're adding value on the back. Because let's say you do this bathroom renovation. Let's just say it's a half bathroom, right? So you just have the toilet, floors, walls, sink, vanity, mirror, right? That's all you have, right? But you do everything yourself. You lay the tile and you do it really poorly. You install that toilet and it's shaky and you don't seal it properly at the bottom and it starts to leak. You know, let's just say with the faucet and the sink, you install the hot and cold backwards and you're just like, I don't care. I can live with it. I can deal with it. That buyer, when it comes time to sell and they do their home inspection, they're gonna nick all of that, right? So you're not going to get the value back if you do it yourself poorly. But if you can do it yourself and you know what you're doing and you do it right, then good on you. If you're like me and you live in a hot area, then you want to cool off during the summer. And a lot of people, they don't want to spend too much extra money, right? They don't want to join all kinds of different clubs where they can cool down when it's really, really hot. But let me tell you this, if you're the person who thinks, if I add $100,000 pool into my backyard, my home will go from $500,000 to $600,000, you are wrong. That is not true. Adding a pool does not add value to your home. It may add value to your life. You may enjoy it when you live there. And I am absolutely sure that there are going to be people who value that. But if you buy a home for $500,000 and you add a $100,000 pool, that home isn't going to sell for $600,000 unless you're in some kind of crazy seller's market and your home is the only one for sale in like 5 miles and there's 1,000 buyers, right? In some kind of crazy scenario, I'm sure you probably could, but just because you pay $100,000 for a swimming pool doesn't mean your home's going to be worth $100,000 more. Dollar for dollar, you will not get back that value. Even if you live in an area where it's really hot, because eventually it gets cold. Or if you do live in an area that's really hot, let's just say you're in Arizona and everyone has a pool, they expect that. They expect your home to have a pool as well. So you're not going to get dollar for dollar the return on investment when it comes to pools, hands down. I told you I was gonna throw in some bonus ones, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. I love the outdoor area in my home, you know? Does it need maintenance? Absolutely. Did I understand how much maintenance it actually needed when I purchased the home? I had no idea. So let me explain this to you. A lot of people, when they buy a home, they do not consider the maintenance of the property. They fall in love with the kitchen. They fall in love with the bathrooms. They fall in love with the location. They fall in love with all these other things without thinking about maintenance and upkeep. So if you are renovating your exterior, the hardscaping, the landscaping, these high maintenance items, right? If you're doing so beyond what the traditional buyer is going to want to maintain, you're not going to get a dollar for dollar return on that investment as well. I promise you that. Because if a lot of people understand when they're going to buy your home, how much maintenance actually comes into taking care of the exterior, they're gonna be like, I don't wanna deal with that. And then they're gonna think about, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to hire someone to do that. That's more money out of my pocket on a monthly and yearly basis. You're not going to get that return on investment. If you do a $100,000 outdoor oasis, it doesn't mean you're going to get $100,000 more for that property. Now, it's going to help the sellability. A lot of these things are gonna help the sellability unless you do it poorly, but it doesn't mean you're going to get that return on investment. And that is, in my opinion, one of those updates that you should severely consider thinking about, because a lot of people don't want to spend too much time on maintaining the exterior of their home. Renovating your home is an absolutely amazing way to add value. You just have to be smart about it. You have to consider what the potential buyer is going to want and what they're not going to want. That's why you shouldn't over personalize things and do things in a poor way. If you avoid these common pitfalls, then you're going to ensure the sale of your property when the time comes. If you find yourself anywhere in the US and you're thinking about selling your property and you need the right agent to help you sell or the right investor to purchase your home, and you don't want to go through the entire hassle of finding them, vetting them, asking them all these questions, going on all these different interviews with agents, and you want me and my team to do it, all you have to do is click that link below. Schedule an appointment with me. We'll jump on a call for 10, 15 minutes, get an idea of what you want, get an idea of what you need, and then we can do the hard work for you. And if you live in the greater Philadelphia area or the Poconos and you want to work with me and my team, click that link below, schedule an appointment with me. Make sure that you stick around because I'm going to continue to put out valuable information just like this video that's going to help increase your home's value, help you avoid pitfalls that a lot of homeowners make, help you avoid being scammed by all kinds of different horrible people out there. And I'm going to continue to bring valuable information that makes you feel comfortable and confident for living in your home and then deciding to sell it. Look forward to speaking with you soon. Have a great day.